Harmony Montgomery was born on June 7th of 2014 to Crystal Sorey and Adam Montgomery. Adam was incarcerated at the time of Harmony's birth, leaving Crystal to raise the baby alone. Prison was nothing new to Adam. He had a record dating back to when he was 18 and broke into an apartment in Malden, Massachusetts. He held up 2 women at gunpoint, and when police arrived, he pointed the gun at the officers. It was discovered the gun was a pellet gun. He was charged and pled guilty to armed robbery, assault and battery with a weapon. Then at age 24, Adam shot a man in the face during a drug deal. Later on, he would have a stalking charge with his wife Kayla after a domestic violence incident.
Crystal's life, while growing up, wasn't much better than Adam's. Crystal grew up in a dysfunctional home where parents were addicts and in and out of jail. She said that when Harmony was born, she finally had something to fight for. Before Harmony, she hated herself and didn't care to get clean at all. The relationship with Adam was never a calm and loving one. It was filled with drugs and abuse. Harmony was born blind in her right eye and received early intervention services. Within her first month of life, DCF was contacted for neglect of a newborn. Crystal was abusing substances, and people were concerned for Harmony's care. The DCS Haverhill office found merit in the allegations and opened a case. Soon after, they began providing services to Crystal and Harmony.
In August, there were 2 more calls for neglect. Upon investigation, DCF removed Harmony from Crystal's care, placed her in foster care. Crystal was given an action plan. It included individual therapy to address her mental health concerns, as well as a substance abuse program. She was subject to random drug testing in order to participate in a parenting class. Any visits with Harmony would be supervised. Adam, still incarcerated, also received an action plan. They recommended he take parenting classes, substance abuse programs, anger management, and learn more about Harmony's medical needs. DCF tried several times to contact Adam in jail during the fall of 2014, but they didn't receive a reply until December. In January of 2015, Harmony was brought to the jail to meet Adam for the very first time. He spoke to DCF at that time and said he supported Harmony's return to Crystal. And that, in fact, took place shortly after the visit in January. Crystal had been being compliant with the programs, but custody would remain with DCF.
At 10 months old, Harmony was again removed and placed in the former foster home because Crystal could not stay clean. DCF often met to discuss plans for Harmony and check on Crystal's progress. At times, Crystal would be fully in compliance, but she often slipped up. Harmony was returned and removed several times. Between July 2015 and September 2016, DCF attempted to contact Adam several times in jail and at his last known address, but responses were sporadic or not at all. Finally, in late September 2016, Adam called DCF to inform them he had been out of jail for about a year and was living in New Hampshire with his girlfriend Kayla. He claimed he was sober and working and wanted to take steps to be in Harmony's life. He met with DCF in October of 2016 and was offered supervised visits. Harmony was now 2 years old and met Adam for the 3rd time in her entire life. He was granted visitation rights, but missed many, citing family matters or lack of transportation. He was able to see her about 1 time per month for a period of time when he was able.
Meanwhile, Crystal was attending the programs that had been recommended and met with DCF in October of 2016. In March 2017, after a permanency planning meeting, it was determined that Harmony could return to Crystal again. It was around this time that Adam stopped replying to DCF altogether. Because DCF was so involved in Harmony's care, they began to ask questions. and learned that Crystal was allowing Adam to take Harmony on overnights and to have phone calls. DCF had legal custody of Harmony. Both Adam and Crystal were informed any sleepovers and phone calls must be supervised by a worker. In early September of 2017, DCF spoke to Adam and learned the visits were still happening. They instructed him to complete the action plan, allow them to come to his home and assess the situation, and be involved in all decisions regarding Harmony. Adam resented this. He didn't want DCF so involved, so he ignored the instruction. When pushed and questioned, Crystal alleged Adam had threatened her, telling her that he would file for full custody if she didn't allow him to take Harmony or see her. From September of 17 till August of 18, Adam was out of contact with DCF and didn't see Harmony at all during that period. In January of 2018, at 3.5 years old, Harmony was again removed from Crystal due to neglect. Each time Harmony was taken, she was placed with the same family, but they were expressing their concerns with moving her so much. They felt that it was causing her trauma. Each time they placed her there, the foster family said that she would struggle with challenging behaviors and feelings of insecurity. The foster home kept her this time for several months, but then recommended she be placed into a therapeutic foster home where she would receive the specialized care and dedicated attention that she needed.
In August of 2018, Adam resumed supervised visits with Harmony, who was now 4 years old. He often brought his girlfriend Kayla with him, who eventually became his wife. The DCF notes don't document whether or not Kayla had much interaction with Harmony. The couple had 2 children at this time. They would go on to eventually have another child before we conclude this story. A redetermination hearing was scheduled for Crystal for February 2019. Adam also petitioned for a hearing and was scheduled for the same date as Crystal's. Prior to the hearings, a foster care review was held, and they determined the following. 1, that Crystal was not stable in her sobriety and was inconsistent in her visits. 2, that Adam had been maintaining contact from August 2018 and maintained communication with DCF. Due to those 2 things, the panel started focusing on possible reunification with Adam if things stayed on track. The tentative date was December of 2019.
Between December 2018 and February 2019, Adam met with Harmony 3 more times. During the visits, Adam was attentive to Harmony, but sometimes his responses or expectations weren't really age appropriate. February of 2019, court dates were held, but Crystal missed hers because she was in court that day for another child. Adam attended and was seeking immediate custody. Without Crystal there, the only person to represent Harmony was the Massachusetts DCF attorney. Things were a bit complicated because Adam lived in New Hampshire. The Massachusetts DCF team were the ones in charge of Harmony's care and had custody of her. During the DCF hearing, the attorney objected to granting Adam any custody, as they had not been able to adequately confirm Adam's living situations. New Hampshire DCYF was supposed to be involved as well, performing the same assessments, but weren't. Despite all of that, the judge awarded custody to Adam in New Hampshire, immediately terminating Mass DCF's custody. Harmony was 4 and had a total of 20 supervised visits, the equivalent of 40 hours, with her father up until this point in her life. The court didn't order any further home inspections or continuing observation of the situation. Had they taken the time to check, they would have seen numerous police calls to the home that Adam and Kayla lived in. The calls were related to domestic violence, animal issues, and child welfare. 4 of the calls were made by Adam himself regarding domestic issues with Kayla, as well as a missing vehicle.
Harmony began her new life with Adam and Kayla in February 2019. From June to November 2019, there were 13 calls for service to the home located on 77 Gilford Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. In July of 2019, a call was made to New Hampshire DCYF regarding Harmony. This call alleged abuse. The caller stated they visited the home and Harmony had a black eye, and Adam admitted to the caller that he caused it. A DCYF worker went to the home to investigate the call. They informed Manchester police they visited and saw no issues. In August, the worker returned to ensure they had a full and accurate report, and this time noticed a faded bruise under Harmony's eye. Adam and Kayla said it was caused by a step-sibling. The worker made 2 more visits unannounced. The report stated the kids were healthy and happy, but the family was considered high risk for welfare involvement, citing prior substance abuse and a history with CPS. During another visit, due to a report, it was noted the home had no electricity. Police notes stated, "Everyone is happy and healthy. Generator is running. Food is in the home. All is well."
The home that the couple lived in belonged to Adam's grandmother. Around August of 2019, she stopped making the mortgage payments, so the family was being evicted, and by December, they were ordered to leave. In January of 2020, a phone call was placed to the New Hampshire DCYF, but it wasn't for Harmony, it was for one of the other children. When they arrived, they checked things out and asked about Harmony, and they were told that she was with her mother Crystal in Massachusetts and had been since Thanksgiving of 2019. They, in turn, called Crystal and left her a voicemail asking about Harmony, but Crystal never returned the call. More calls regarding abuse were made, both in January and March of 2021. These were regarding the other children in the home, and they would come by again and ask about Harmony, and they were given the same story. In September of 2021, there was an anonymous person who called New Hampshire DCYF, stating Crystal hadn't seen Harmony since 2019. The last known communication is when the two spoke on FaceTime, and that was Easter of 2019. New Hampshire DCYF checked their records. They didn't see any calls from Crystal regarding Harmony prior to this person's call. DCYF called the school system. They verified Harmony had not been registered. And it seems none of these systems communicate with each other very well. The district assumed Harmony was with Adam and Kayla, so they started trying to locate them. Meanwhile, Crystal said she'd been driving around, trying to locate them on her own. She began looking in places that she thought Adam may have lived, but she never saw them. She called the Manchester police, and the police sent the info over to DCYF. By the end of December, DCYF replied they couldn't find Harmony. Crystal decided then to send emails to the mayor in Manchester, as well as the police and DCYF. She said she was frustrated that nobody was helping to locate Harmony. The released email reads, "Hello, Mayor. I'm a single mother of 3. I currently only have 2 of my kids. My oldest, Harmony, is 7. Her father, Adam Montgomery, has custody of her, and he's homeless and under the influence. DCYF has an open case for my daughter and didn't remove her when they witnessed her bruises. They have no running water. Now it's a year later. DCYF has done nothing to help me find her. She's supposed to be in the 1st grade. He never enrolled her in school. She has missed important doctor's appointments since a baby due to her disability in her eye. Please, I'm begging, help me find her before she ends up like that little boy who passed away due to neglect through the department. My next step is going to the media to get whatever help I can to find her. My phone number is... Please help me. Thank you for your time. Happy holidays." She did receive a reply.
Thank you for reaching out. I'm so sorry to hear about this situation. Unfortunately, the city doesn't have any jurisdiction over DCYF or the court system. I encourage you to reach out to New Hampshire legal assistance to see if they would be able to review your case and provide legal assistance on the custody issue. If you know your child is in imminent danger or physical harm, and you believe this is an emergency, call 911. You may also call police at the non-emergency line. If you have already attempted to do those things, but haven't heard back, please let me know so I can check on the status. Annabelle Moreno Mendez, Community Liaison, Office of the Mayor. In an article with MSN, Crystal says she had been looking and calling DCYF New Hampshire since the spring of 2019, but no one listened to her. She claims that the reason she wasn't listened to in part was because one of the DCYF workers assigned to Harmony's case knew Adam and had previously been a counselor of his. Crystal claims that she'd been in contact with the Manchester, New Hampshire police, but they refused to file a missing persons report because Harmony wasn't in her custody.
We did check Crystal's social media. She had a new baby boy in 2020, and there isn't much about Harmony anywhere on social media at that point. In June of 2021, she posted a TikTok of Harmony, and she said in the TikTok, "I will never stop looking for you." But there was nothing before or after indicating that her daughter was missing or in danger. Under one post, somebody asked if Harmony was missing, and she said no, but her father hadn't let me see or talk to her in 2 years. Crystal definitely has a lot of regrets because of her own addictions and her inability to stay clean to care for Harmony.
On New Year's Eve 2021, the police located Adam along with his new girlfriend Kelsey Small sleeping in a car, but they did not have Harmony. He told them Crystal had come to pick her up in 2019. Kelsey said she was aware he had children, but as far as she knew, he had no contact with them, and she had never seen any of his kids, nor did he speak about them. On January 4th, 2022, police arrested Adam for interference with custody, 2 charges of endangering the welfare of a child, and 1 felony of second-degree assault. The police located Kayla, and she told them Adam told her he had driven Harmony to her mom back in 2019. However, Kayla had added Harmony to state benefits in February 2019. She told police that she tried to remove Harmony once she didn't live there anymore, but records show she didn't try to remove her until June of 2021. She also hadn't seen Adam since October of 2021, when the two split. She'd spoken to him sometime in November of 2021 after he left a sober house to live with a new girlfriend. The Manchester police then asked for the public's help in locating Harmony.
Harmony Montgomery has not been seen since late 2019 when she was last seen in a residence in Manchester at that time. The circumstances surrounding this prolonged absence are very concerning and are thoroughly being investigated as we speak. The Manchester Police Department is actively working to locate Harmony. As was released earlier today, Harmony is 7 years old. She's pictured on the front of the podium, weighs approximately 50 pounds with blonde hair and blue eyes. The Manchester Police Department became aware of this situation this week, and since then we have been working diligently to locate Harmony, and been doing so in conjunction with the New Hampshire Division for Children, Youth and Families, as well as with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. This time I'm not going to discuss or comment specifically on the investigation, other than to say that we have spoken with family members of Harmony, and despite doing so, our concerns for the whereabouts of her remain the same, which is why I felt it was imperative to speak publicly about Harmony, with the hopes that by doing so it will bring greater attention to this investigation. I ask anyone who has any information at all, no matter how big or small they may think it may be, on the whereabouts of Harmony, to contact the Manchester Police Department immediately.
Kayla was charged with welfare fraud on January 6th of 2022. Adam was charged with other things as well: 2 counts of armed career criminal, felon in possession, 2 counts of theft, and 2 counts of receiving stolen property. On January 24th, 2022, police asked for help in locating Harmony, and they also released some information. Their statement read, "According to the information we've learned by police, Adam and Kayla Montgomery, together with their 2 common children and Adam's daughter Harmony, were evicted from 77 Gilford Street in Manchester on November 27, 2019. Multiple individuals have reported seeing Harmony with Adam and Kayla in the following days. However, by approximately December 6th through the 10th, Adam and Kayla had only their 2 common children. Harmony was no longer with them." Attorney General John Formella and Manchester Police Aldenberg announced that Adam and Kayla were both indicted by a grand jury.
Kayla testified in front of a grand jury in May of 2022 regarding Harmony's case, and it was later discovered she had lied to them about her work hours and where she was on the day they believe Harmony disappeared. On November 18, 2022, Kayla was convicted of perjury and sentenced to 3.5 to 7 years, but the sentence was suspended under a deal that Kayla testifies in the case against Adam. In March of 2022, Kelsey was found dead in a hotel room in Manchester. Her obituary talks about a girl born in Maine who had a great life with a large family. It is unknown how she met or ended up living in a car with Adam in December of 2021. So far during the investigation, we've learned that Adam's brother Michael was spoken to, and he stated he was concerned for Harmony. He observed Adam being super short with Harmony and learned from the other family members that Adam had given her a black eye. Adam's uncle was also spoken to, and he said he was with Adam and Harmony in July of 2019, and Harmony did have a black eye. Adam had told him, "I bashed her around this house." He told his uncle that he had left Harmony, who was 5 at the time, with their infant brother while he was in the bathroom. While Adam was gone, the baby was crying. Adam came out to Harmony covering the baby's mouth, and he hit her in the face and caused the black eye. On other occasions, Kevin saw him hit her hard on the butt and make her stand in the corner for hours and scrub the toilet with her toothbrush.
As you'll recall, back in January we announced that 5-year-old Harmony likely disappeared sometime between November 28th and December 10th of 2019. In August of this year, after almost 8 months of investigative work undertaken by the Manchester Police Department, the Attorney General's Office, the U.S. Marshals Service, the FBI, and other law enforcement partners, we announced that we had concluded that 5-year-old Harmony was murdered in Manchester in early December of 2019. This conclusion was based on multiple sources of investigative information, including biological evidence. Since August, the Manchester Police Department, the Attorney General's Office, and our other law enforcement partners have continued to investigate this case in an effort to seek answers and justice for Harmony. Today, we are announcing another major step in this investigation. Earlier this morning, Adam Montgomery was arrested for the murder of Harmony Montgomery in 2019 and other related charges. Specifically, Mr. Montgomery has been charged with the following 4 crimes. Second-degree murder for recklessly causing the death of Harmony Montgomery, a person under 13 years of age, under circumstances manifesting an extreme indifference to the value of human life, by repeatedly striking Harmony in the head with a closed fist in Manchester on or about December 7, 2019. Falsifying physical evidence for purposely altering, destroying, concealing, or removing the body of Harmony Montgomery with the purpose to impair its verity or availability in an official proceeding or investigation in Manchester between approximately December 7th, 2019 and March 4th, 2020. Abuse of corpse for purposely and unlawfully removing, concealing, or destroying the corpse of Harmony Montgomery, or any part thereof, in Manchester between approximately December 7, 2019 and March 4, 2020, and tampering with witnesses or informants for purposely attempting to induce or otherwise cause Kayla Montgomery to testify or inform falsely in Manchester between approximately December 7th, 2019 and January 4th, 2022. Mr. Montgomery is expected to be arraigned on these charges in Hillsborough County Superior Court, Northern District, in Manchester tomorrow, October 25th, 2022. While today's arrest is a major step in this investigation, there is much work to come. The charges and allegations against Adam Montgomery are merely accusations, and he is presumed innocent until proven guilty. That said, today I do want to again express my deepest sympathies to Harmony's family, friends, and loved ones. We understand that today's news, while significant for purposes of this investigation, is yet another difficult moment for those who loved Harmony and those who have followed this case. Our hearts go out especially to Harmony's family. My office will continue to provide whatever assistance we can through our Office of Victim Witness Assistance as they deal with these difficult moments. In a moment, I'm going to turn it over to Manchester Police Chief Alan Aldenberg, but once again, before I do, I want to extend my sincere thanks to the Chief and the entire team at the Manchester Police Department for the time and dedication and professionalism that they've put into this case, and their relentless pursuit for justice on behalf of Harmony and those who knew and loved her.
And they are unmatched in their tenacity and their professionalism. Every single one of you has been the voice of Harmony and seeking justice for her. Said I wasn't going to do it. Has been your single motivation and number one priority for the past 10 months. I also want to thank your families who've also had to endure the long hours, missed family events, and all the sadness that this investigation has brought. As I have before, I want to personally acknowledge Senior Assistant Attorney General Jesse O'Neill and Benegatti. These two gentlemen are steady, professional, compassionate, and the ultimate pursuers of justice for Harmony. I'm certain that the charges that we have brought forward today will garner additional discussion, speculation, and undoubtedly will elicit a wide range of emotions from the public. I ask that in memory of Harmony, that we all make every effort to do something nice for a child today. I know of no other way. I know of no other way to respect and honor this innocent and defenseless child than to extend an act of kindness to another child in her memory. Just take a few moments out of your day to say something nice to a child. Give him or her a hug, some special words of encouragement. Give them an extra hug, or just simply tell them that you love them and that you will always protect them. I want to emphasize that our work is not finished, and that the gentleman with me today will not stop until this case is brought the appropriate resolution. As always, I encourage members of the public to continue to use the dedicated tip line should they have any information at all that would assist us in the investigation. Again, that dedicated tip line is 603-203-6060. I'll say it again. That number is 603-203-6060, and that phone line is manned 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Again, thank you all for being here today. I will now hand it back to the Attorney General for some closing comments. General.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you again to you and your team for all of the work that you put into this case and for the work yet to come. We have a lot of work ahead, but we will continue our work to seek justice for Harmony and all those who loved her.
When this story came to light, it was discovered that Harmony had a little brother named Jameson. He was also in foster care but had been adopted by a couple, Blair and Jonathan Miller. The two had looked into reuniting Jamison with Harmony, but were never able to meet that goal before her disappearance. The trial for Adam Montgomery is scheduled for August of 2023. He will face charges in the murder of his young daughter, Harmony Montgomery.